Hi everyone, I hope all of you are doing well. And as we discussed in the last live session that we had, that there are a couple of minor topics that are pending, which we'll be covering in recorded sessions, recorded videos like these. So this is the first recorded session that we are doing, and then there will be some which will be getting uploaded in the group in a matter of days or weeks coming ahead. Um, so I'll just share my screen and then I will do a very quick recap of what we have covered till now. And today's topic is going to be very interesting. There's a new tool that we are going to explore, which is called ValuePickr. And we are also going to create or build a chat GPT prompt on top of ValuePickr to filter and to screen very amazing stocks for the long term investing journey. All right. So I'm just going to share my screen and we are going to get started. All right, let's get started. So now I hope you can see the screen in front of you. I have the master sheet for Multibagger Bootcamp opened up. So, and you can see that there were a couple of folks who were in the group. They were asking, is there a stepwise summary of what we need to do to filter stocks or to invest in companies? So this master sheet is going to be really handy for you. You can keep it with yourself. The link to this is added in the group. This I've explained before also, but I'll just do a very quick run through of this sheet again. So this sheet has all the resources and a very handy flow chart that you can use, right? So there's a brief flow chart and there's a detailed flow chart also that you can see. So detailed flow chart has all the summary of what you need to do, right? So it has the sector theme analysis tools. It has the company analysis tools, high earning growth rate companies. How do we find them? How do we filter red flags? How do we do allocation? How do we do entry exit? All of this is to be found in one single sheet. And there are all the resources which you can use. The investment deck, which of course we did not do it this bootcamp, but in the previous bootcamps we have done. The DCF calculation, the red flag data dump you can find here, the red flag summary you can find here, the allocation summary you can find here, the cost equated strategy you can find here, the entry exit condition which we discussed in the last um, class, which is going to be really important. So you can see entry at good fundamentals or breaches peak again, and there can be entry at V stop green and green candle above 10 EMA on a monthly chart, right? And these are exit conditions also that we can use. Detailed banking analysis that we have discussed before in the bootcamp, and then there's company analysis using AI, right? So a couple of sheets have added which we should be using in conjunction with the recording. You should watch the recording and then have the sheet opened up with you. You should have the PPT and the sheet opened up with you, and then you should do the analysis. All right. So today we are going to do a very interesting. We are going to learn a very interesting tool which can be used for the screening or the filtering of stocks, and also to maybe better your hypothesis around a company, right? So, or strengthen your hypothesis around a company, right? So that tool is called ValuePickr. I'll just open this up. Now, ValuePickr is a forum, is a discussion forum where a lot of smart people, intelligent people also discuss about companies for the long term, right? Businesses which have a very good long-term potential, long-term investment potential, and there have been like discussions happening around companies since let's say 2010, 2009, 2010. So you'll find very amazing companies found here. Um, so we are going to use this tool and also use Chat GPT in conjunction with this, so that our analysis becomes we can do the analysis in a quicker time, in a by not spending like hours and hours, but maybe by spending half an hour every single week or half an hour every single month. We can do the analysis and still find very good companies, right? So ValuePickr is a discussion forum. Now first we learn how do we use ValuePickr, right? So ValuePickr mein there are threads of discussions that are happening. You will see this is the ValuePickr main website. So forum.valuepickr.com. You can search this on Google and then you'll find the URL. Now, in the ValuePickr website, you will see many of these threads opening up. For all practical purposes, what we need to do is we need to come on the main website, the forum website, and then select the categories, right? And you will see a couple of categories here. So in this box, you will see categories listed here. The most interesting category that we have is the top category that you see, which is called the stock opportunities, right? So when you click on stock opportunities, you will go to the stock opportunities discussion page, and you will see within this discussion page also, within this forum also, you will see many companies getting listed. So each of the company has a specific discussion thread going on. It's like a topic which they have started, which anyone can start on Value Picker around a specific business, around a specific company, and then there is a very detailed discussion that is happening on that company for many months and for many years, right? So I'll just open up one and then give you an overview. So you can see that very recently there's a discussion that is happening on KDDL, which is also one of the companies which we have discussed in the bootcamp. Now this is the parent company of the retail store chain for watches, which is called Ethos. So Ethos is a retail chain for luxury watches. They have presence all across India, many stores that they have. So it's a parent company for that. So if you open KDDL, you will see this discussion started off way back in 2015, and this discussion has still been going on. So the last addition to this thread has happened 16 minutes ago, right? So this discussion has taken like 133 contributions have been made to this thread. You can see 1 out of 133 is shown. So 133 contributions have been made by many smart people also. If you see, the thread was started by Mr. MIK Arun, or MI Karun. And when he started the discussion in May of 2015, he also shared his own analysis of the company, a very detailed analysis or research of the company, KDDL. Let's just open this report. So, what is the kind of discussion or research that he has done, right? So, I have downloaded this analysis, and I'm just going to open it up. So, this is the discussion, or sorry, the analysis done by whoever added here, Mr. MIK Arun or Mr. Arun Muzigopalan, who studies in Oxford, is an MBA candidate for Oxford, an Indian equity strategist. All right, so great. He has some credibility to his name. All right, so very detailed analysis research he has done on KDDL. Um, So you can read here. Watch industry, unlike many others, is like an inverted pyramid, right? The profit centers and the value of the opportunity lie very skewed at the top. So what happens in the watch industry is the top 2 3 brands. There is Rado, there is Rolex, all these luxury brands take away all the profits, because the other part of the market, which is the commodity, it's like a commodity. So there are no margins left for them, right? For the smaller watch companies, right? The larger watch companies, the larger brands, the bigger brands take away all the value, take away all the profits, right? So he's done like a very detailed, and KDDL, if you know, it's like they run Ethos, and Ethos mostly focuses on luxury watches. India's largest retailer of luxury watches, right? Consistent profit making, very interesting, right? So even if you open up screener here, I have KDDL opened up. You will see this discussion was started off way back in 2015, right? So, and if you would have been part of this discussion and maybe invested in that in this company way back in, let's say, 2015, or even let's say up until recently 2020, there no movement happened from 2015 to 2020, right? But post that, it has like skyrocketed, right? It has become like 10x from there on in the last 3 4 years, and even the profits have grown amazingly, right? So You can see EPS. I'm not worried about the PE. EPS going from 16 to almost 80. So 5x profits have grown, right? All right, so let's come back to Value Picker and let's see how we can use Value Picker to do a detailed analysis of KDDL or maybe strengthen our hypothesis around this company, right? So this discussion is happening, and you will see very recent comments also um on this thread. So some people saying promoter holding is increasing. This is very recently, right? So August 2024, on like almost 8 hours ago. Buyback price fixed at 3,700. So there is some buyback happening. All right. So you can read through all the recent discussion or recent comments or replies to this thread also, and create your hypothesis. The other way that we can do is you can use ChatGPT to basically summarize this. So I'll go through that as well. But first thing that we have to learn is how do we use Value Picker to filter stocks. So filtering is very easy. So you just go to the main Value Picker website, main Value Picker website, and in the categories box that you see, click on stock opportunities. Even within this category, there will be some subcategories. You will see some a box here of subcategories. So subcategories also you can select. For example, there will be some untested but worth a good look subcategory, which has a very interesting list of stocks. Techno Funda picks, my top 5 picks. So even if you don't select any subcategory, you will see all the stocks which are where active discussion is happening recently. You will find all these stocks here, right? And you find Bajaj Finance, JDL Industries, SG Mart, Trent, Sonata, Moltech Packaging, Aptus Value Housing. This is one company that we have discussed in very detail. Jubilant Foodworks. So keep going down and you'll keep finding all these discussions happening. So this is one way to basically start picking up businesses for a better analysis. Start filtering out companies for a better or a deeper analysis that you can do after picking up the company, either manually or using ChatGPT. So this is the first step. Go to the stock opportunities tab on Value Picker, and you will find very interesting companies where this discussion is happening. Right now, the next step is we need to open up ChatGPT and do the detailed analysis. Right. So now what I've done is I've created a prompt which you can use on ChatGPT, and that prompt is also available in the master sheet. So in the master sheet, you will see that I've created another tab called ChatGPT prompts, and in this ChatGPT prompts, I have added a new prompt for called ValuePickr GPT. तो इसको हम आज use करेंगे. We'll be using this. Let me just log in into ChatGPT. The purpose of the chat GPT prompt will be, the objective will be to make our work much easier and faster and quicker to do. The analysis that we should be doing, we should be able to do within a couple of minutes, right? On the Value Picker thread. So now we are in chat GPT, we are in the new chat in chat GPT. So now what I'll be doing is I'll just be copy pasting the prompt from here, the Value Picker GPT prompt, and I'll just be pasting it here. All right. And I'll go through the prompt so that all of you understand what the prompt is supposed to do. Right. So the prompt says you are Value Picker GPT and your role is to analyze the forum discussion happening on Value Picker forum, and do a time wise sentiment analysis of a company based on the discussion. Now, this is very interesting, right? I told you that in the Value Picker forum the discussion keeps happening for multiple months and multiple years, right? So we have the in this is the only forum where we can do a time wise sentiment analysis also and see how the sentiments in the market changed about a company for in a span of multiple years, right? So this we'll be able to get it from here, right? So what we have done is, so this is the first line. The role is to analyze the forum discussion and do a time by sentiment analysis. Whenever given a value picker URL to analyze a company, go through the entire forum discussion and report on the following. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to provide a value picker forum ka URL. So the company, any company that you open up there, you have to provide the URL of that discussion of around the company, and then the chat GPT will do the analysis, right? So there are three things that I'm asking from chat GPT. Number one, go through the discussion, entire discussion that many smart investors have contributed around. First thing that you should be reporting me is report the top strengths and weaknesses of the business from a long-term investment perspective. So any investor who would have any smart analyst, researcher who would have jumped onto the discussion around a company, about a company, would have added some good points and would have added some bad points. So give me a summary of the top strengths and weaknesses of the company, number one. Number two, this is very interesting. Do sentiment analysis of the post in the discussion and assign a sentiment score from 1 to 5. In fact, what I'm going to do is, to even get a better result, I'm going to put sentiment score from 1 to 100, where 100 is the most positive, right? So it like gives a very granular score then, where 100 is the most positive for the company for a long-term investment perspective. Report your analysis in a markdown table on how the sentiment score changed each month. Each month. So from the starting of the thread till today, each month will have a different sentiment score. And that is what I want to know. Report from starting month of thread till August 2024. Also report in the markdown table important keywords or phrases that resulted in the sentiment score. तो मुझे explain भी कर दो why are you giving this sentiment score, or give me some keywords or phrases which you felt are important, right, that I should be knowing. Then third, pick up 2024 discussion only, the last couple of 7-8 months of discussion, and summarize in an enumerated list. Also, I would want to know अभी आजकल की डेट में क्या चल रहा है. What are the investors saying? Give me a summary of that. Very simple, right? And I'm asking, are you ready? All right. So the chat GPT that we have created, ValuePickr GPT that we have created, is ready. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the stock opportunities. This is a stock opportunities page that we have opened up in ValuePickr. All these companies are there, and I'm going to pick up any here and then do a very detailed analysis. Which one should I pick up? Let's just see if there's any company which we have recently analyzed also in the bootcamp, so that it becomes interesting for us. Sona Comstar we have analyzed multiple times in the previous bootcamp, maybe not in this bootcamp very much. Zomato, very interesting. So LT Foods is also there. So let's just open up LT Foods. This is one of the stocks that we have discussed multiple times. So you can see this thread started off way back in May of 2021. And this discussion has been happening. There are some 138 replies to this discussion, and the last thread happened. The last comment was added only 2 days ago, which was by Mr. Adesh Chajed. He said that Basmati padded price dropped by 28%, can be a bumper year for rice companies as input cost decreases sharply. So maybe a good thing, right? Let's see how it goes. All right, so let's do this. I'm going to copy the URL that you see for LT Foods Value Picker Forum, and I'm going to just paste it here in the chat GPT text box, prompt box. Let's see what it does. So I've sent the LT Foods discussion thread. Very good. So now ChatGPT is doing a detailed analysis. Number one, it's going to report on the top strengths and weaknesses from a long-term investment perspective. So market leadership, well-established player, global presence, strong distribution network, focus on value-added products, and sustainability and organic Right? Very good. Interesting. There are a couple of weaknesses also. Single commodity, so like mostly reliant on rice. Though they have a couple of other products, but like mostly reliant on basmati rice. Competition and pricing pressure is always there. Regulatory risk is also there because they are entering into Middle East now, Africa being a large market. Still, it remains a low margin business because although it's branded rice, still it is a commodity product rice, right? It's able to maintain a good margin because it's branded rice, right? And debt levels are there, which of course can be a threat. So now you remember I showed you that January 2021 is when the thread started. Now you can see how the sentiment score has moved across all these different months, right? From 65, it has gone to 70, 75, dropped again to 60, dropped again to 55, then started increasing again. Recently has reached 70, right? So you can see though the market prices also keep changing, the price also keeps changing, the sentiment around the company also keeps changing, right? Now this can be a good indicator or a qualitative indicator for you to enter into a company when the sentiments are good. There is positive sentiment about the company. We should not be entering when the sentiments are at a very low side. Right? So the entire market is against the company. You should not be entering at that point of time because it might not pick up very soon, right? So there are positive sentiments, or at least if you look at it historically, the sentiments seem to be on the higher end right now, right? Then there is a summary of the 2024 discussion. See this. So focus on premiumization, number one, which is one concept that we have learned in detail. Second, sustainable and organic growth, financial improvement, debt management, regulatory concerns are there, product diversification, and competitive landscape. So all this is a part of the recent discussion that has happened, right? Let's maybe do one more company, and then I would like you to do other companies also as a homework using ValuePickr GPT and maybe analyzing couple of companies. So let's open Newland Labs. This is one company that was getting discussed in the group as well. So this discussion started off way back in 2015 in the business of API and CRAMS. Let's just do Newland Labs now. All right, so I'm going to enter the URL here and ask ChatGPT to analyze the entire thread. So strengths and weaknesses are here. This you should be reading. If you have got time, go through the entire thread, especially the latest discussion that is happening on ValuePickr. This is just to give you some guidance on how sentiments have moved across like specific set of time frame that you can see, like last 5 years, last 10 years. Now, sentiment analysis sees that it started off with 70, reached 80 in May 2016, dropped August 2020, reached 80 again, reached 85, dropped, reached 80 November 2023, at its peak currently, 87, at its peak currently, positive market feedback on long-term growth strategy, sustained strong performance. So very strong performance in the recent months, in the recent quarters. So that's why the market is really bullish on this. And this is a summary of 2024 discussion, right? So very interesting that you can read it like just in like 5 minutes and get the gist of how the market looks at the company, right? So I would want all of you to do this exercise on your own as well as a homework. Go to ValuePickr, go through the companies which are in the stock opportunities tab. Use the prompt that is shared in the master sheet. So master sheet is there in your group description. You will find in the master sheet there's a tab called Chat GPT prompts. In that there's a ValuePickr GPT prompt that is added. Just use that to do a detailed analysis of the company and get a summary of the company. Also, if you're interested in that company, if you're already invested or looking to invest, go through the ValuePickr thread and That really help. That should really help you. All right. Great. And these kind of videos will keep coming up in the upcoming days as well. Yeah, we'll look forward to the analysis that you do, and we'll share my own viewpoint on that as well. Thank you so much, everyone. Take care.